Hey everybody, it's Steve, and a toast to the devs at Paradox. They have released the Sagan patch notes. Let's open up, raise a drink to the devs at Paradox Interactive for dropping the new patch. I'm calling this video Sagan Surprise because I was not expecting this video to be out for a while. Let's talk about the patch notes and talk about the videos that are going to be coming out on the channel in the next few days. So these are the patch notes that's available on Steam. I'll put a link to the patch notes in the description for this video. One of the new features that were being discussed are challenges. I'm just going to read this verbatim, so if you have this on in the background, maybe you're cooking dinner, getting ready for work, getting ready for bed, whatever it is, I'll just read this out and you can kind of follow along if you want, or just kind of go about and do your thing and just have this on in the background. Challenges are one of the new game modes where you have to accomplish a specific objective within a time limit. Mission parameters, game rules, and colony coordinates are predetermined and unique for each challenge. A little bit of replayability, I think, with this. 24 challenges going to be available with this one. We have self-sufficient rovers. Rovers no longer have batteries, and there's no need to recharge rovers from power cables. We reevaluated this mechanic and decided that the amount of micromanagement it required was more tedious than actually presenting a meaningful challenge. Thank you! We are removing it as part of our initiative to reduce the unnecessary micromanagement in the game and allow the player to focus on more important tasks. In my case, it's my starving colonists and the lack of machine parts, especially in the Russia playthrough. Rover Command AI Tech now enables automated mode for explorers and transports. So it looks like, based on what I'm seeing in this section, in here, it looks like those auto-gather mods that I've been using in playthroughs, looks like they've incorporated that now into the game. So awesome job, devs, for that. Changes to the concrete deposits. This is huge, and I love this one. We have reworked the concrete extractor to work more in line with other extractors. Concrete extractors have to be placed in the vicinity of the concrete deposit marker and no longer take into account the specific terrain they cover. This way, concrete deposits can be fully exploited even with a single extractor. I am going to make it rain concrete in the colony, because now, essentially, you just drop down a couple of wind turbines, a couple waste rock deposits, and maybe a single drone hub. And yep, it's just going to keep going. Concrete, 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 all the time. Changes to maps. Due to the changes in concrete deposits, as well as other fixes to the random map generator, all maps have been generated again and will look different than previous versions. Environmental variety of maps have been improved. That I'm not sure what it's going to do to subsequent gameplays. The Russia colony, the one I'm playing on right now, that is at 4 degrees north, 66 degrees west. My thought is, with this change right here, if you loaded up the same map, same coordinates, same things, you're probably not going to get the exact same map as me, and you probably won't have that pain in the ass mesa that I started on. Changes to research. The randomization of research, both order of text in the research tree and breakthroughs discovered from anomalies, is now tied to the random seed of the individual map. Kinda cool. This means that texts are always the same on the same map, but different between different maps. This means had to make sure that was right. This change allows players to compete for score on even terms on the same map coordinates and to have the same experience with text when attempting challenges. Okay, so my thought process on this one, and I'm probably wrong because when the hell have I been right? So you have the changes to maps. If you ended up loading up 4 degrees north, 66 degrees west, you would get this. You would get a different map, but you'd get the same research tree that I'm getting, assuming that what I've already done is going to carry over. Done changes to research, changes to messages, and I'm going to move this over here. This is the scenario I'm playing on in the Russia colony, if you just want to take a look at what I'm doing. Okay, I guess that's not going to stay up there. Sorry. Changes to messages. First off, that should have stayed up there. Pop-up messages will now arrive first as blinking notifications, which will pop up after some time has passed. This way, pop-ups will not interrupt your current actions like placing or managing buildings. Some important messages will still pop up without a notification. Okay. Controller support for the info bar. Resource overview buttons are removed from the HUD, both for mouse and controller interfaces. Note, Sagan is rolling out on PC and also on the console versions of the game. The info bar can now be navigated using controller. Rollover highlights have been added to the info bar in the controller version of the UI. We do have also some balance changes and some general fixes and improvements. Balance changes, only a few here. Reduced Mega Trigon Dome construction and maintenance cost. Trigon Dome now requires polymers for maintenance, and dust generated from building and rocket resources has been increased. So we may actually see an increase in the amount of maintenance needed for some stuff that we have near domes, and also near rockets. Needed a little bit of a drink. Had a rough day at work, and this is actually a good way to help me relax after work today. Some general fixes and improvements. Crystals in the Philosopher's Stone mystery should now work properly. That's one I haven't done, so we'll probably see it working properly when I actually get around to doing that one. Resource deposit markers are now aligned to the building grid. That's probably a good thing, actually. Increase the range in which the transport rover looks for transport route resources to 25 hexes. Fixes the sound effect of the artificial sun. Rockets no longer require cargo to be launched towards Mars. This is helpful, especially earlier on in the Russia build and in some of the previous playthroughs I had. I needed to bring a rocket in so I could export, but I didn't have any money to bring stuff in, so I had to okay, what's the cheapest thing I can buy? Okay, 1 drone or 5 food. Send it. So I could send back a rocket full of cargo. Meteor Storm Epicenter now moves during disaster. You can definitely tell it's a European game with epicenter spelled T-R-E. I love it. Improved pipe placement. Let's try that again. Improved pipe placement logic, related warnings and cost predictions. Price of pipe segments placed over non-buildable or rough terrain is now properly calculated. Say that one 5 times fast. Landing pads are no longer being suspended by disasters. Have we actually had it where a meteor storm suspended rocket use? Not sure. Deep scanning progress for sectors is now properly reset after surface scanning. I wasn't actually aware that was a problem. Probably something I was missing just because I was trying to work in the game. Subsurface heater and molehole mine are now protected from freezing. Really, this had to be protected from freezing? Molehole mine actually makes sense. That shouldn't freeze, ever. Endless supply game rule now disables achievements. I'm alright with that. Fix the game not launching on some Linux distributions. I'm running on Windows 10. General performance improvements. We also have some UI changes, so let's go into that as well. Dust radii of extractors and rockets are now shown on placement and selection. Cool. New auto pin settings and options, gameplay submenu, that allow customization of pinned objects. Key bindings now properly appear in rollover hints. Super helpful. Added key bindings for passages and passage ramps. That's kind of helpful, actually, because I know C is cable, V is pipe, B is the build menu. Maybe N and M. Well, no, M is map. We'll figure out what that's going to be in a subsequent episode. Added warning sign over buildings that lack input resources. That's kind of good, especially for where I'm at in Russia, where I need the rare metals and I need the metals to make the electronics and machine parts, respectively. Setting for photo mode are now properly saved. Added reset button to photo mode. Fix for photo mode, which removes black artifacts from appearing on some buildings. Fix for build menu shortcut to work as a toggle button instead of only opening the build menu. That's kind of helpful. Various encyclopedia texts have been updated to reflect Sagan changes. Added description text for health loss due to the infected trait. I'm gonna guess that's wildfire. And reworked the early warning notification for disasters to be more informative. Gonna load up some of the comments here. Seeing some good, interesting comments on this. It's a lot of people okay with this. Now, for the channel itself, as of today, September 26th, I have already recorded episodes 9 and 10 for the channel. Obviously, that's not going to work because we have a new update in play. I'm going to make the following changes to the channel effective with this video. Episode 9 will still come out at its normal time, which will be Thursday, September 27th at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 6 a.m. Pacific. Episode 10 will also come out on Thursday, September 27th. It'll come out at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific Time. And then I will record episode 11 on Thursday. We're going to play around with Sagan and see how it's going to change up the colony. Hopefully these patch notes are going to affect the game that we already have in play. I don't think challenges are going to work for us. I'm kind of interested in how Explorers and Transports, how the Rover Command AI is going to work with the existing mod. But oh baby, we're going to have more concrete coming down. We're going to hopefully have some changes to the research and the messages. I'm looking forward to the Sagan update. Thank you all for taking some time out of your days and nights to listen to this video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy the videos that come out on my channel. Thank you all for watching. I will see you all in the next video.